The human body exhibits an extraordinary plasticity, manifesting extreme variations, whether they are of genetic origin or the result of voluntary modifications. This document proposes a factual analysis of 10 singular cases whose morphology defies established biological norms. These examples illustrate resilience in the face of illness and the push limits of physical self-determination. Number 10. Victoria Wright. Born in the United Kingdom in 1974, Victoria Wright was diagnosed at the age of 4 with cherubism, a rare genetic disease characterized by abnormal and progressive bone growth in the face. This condition, marked by mandibular and maxillary hyperplasia, led to a gradual and pronounced deformation of her face. The severity of the bone development required emergency surgical intervention at an early stage, as the growth directly compromised her eyes, presenting a high risk of blindness if immediate medical correction was not performed. Beyond the medical complications inherent to her pathology, Ms. Wright endured a prolonged period of emotional suffering, confronted with mockery, insults, and rejection, not only from her peers at school, but also from adults in public spaces. Despite this adversity and years of societal cruelty, Victoria made the courageous choice of self-acceptance and transformed her physical uniqueness into a driver for action and advocacy. She capitalized on her experience to become an influential spokesperson within campaigns dedicated to raising awareness about rare genetic diseases, illustrating a remarkable example of resilience and the transformation of disadvantage into a social mission. Number 9. Jason Orlando Rodriguez Hernandez. Jason Orlando Rodriguez Hernandez, born in Venezuela in 1995, is globally distinguished by his exceptional body dimensions, particularly his height, which exceeds 2.20 meters, and above all, the size of his natural feet, which reach a record length of nearly 40 centimeters. This abnormal morphology is the consequence of an acrogigantism diagnosis established at the age of 12, an endocrine disorder characterized by an excessive production of growth hormone before the fusion of the epiphyses. In a specific case, this overgrowth manifested disproportionately, notably affecting his hands, jaw, forehead, and most remarkably, his feet. During his childhood and adolescence, one of the major daily problems was the impossibility of finding commercially available suitable shoes. His family had to be ingenious, making custom-made sandals from salvaged materials, particularly pieces of recycled tires. Fortunately, starting in 2011, thanks to a diplomatic and humanitarian intervention from the German embassy in Caracas, Mr. Rodriguez benefited from a collaboration with a specialized German shoemaker, who provided him with orthopedic equipment and adapted footwear, thus relieving a major constraint in his daily life and significantly improving his mobility. Number 8. Andrea Ivanova. Andrea Ivanova, a Bulgarian citizen born in 1998, is a notorious media figure for having undertaken a series of extreme aesthetic modifications, primarily focused on her oral region. Starting at the age of 20, she began a protocol of hyaluronic acid injections in her lips. What started as an aesthetic modification quickly became a compulsive obsession, resulting in more than 30 successive injections. The outcome is a transformation that has reshaped her mouth into a hypertrophied structure that literally projects out of the facial plane, forming a silhouette that no longer conforms to usual human anatomical canons or shapes. This process of physical self-transformation is estimated to have cost Ms. Ivanova a sum exceeding $25,000. Although other areas of her face have also been altered through various aesthetic procedures, it is the exaggeration of her lips that defines her public identity and media image. Her morphological singularity has generated a constant debate on social platforms, oscillating between morbid fascination and frank repulsion, making her a case study on the limits of body modification and the dysmorphia induced by contemporary beauty standards. Number 7. Williams Martin Sanchez Lopez. Williams Martin Sanchez Lopez, originally from Montevideo, Uruguay, and currently residing in Milan, Italy, is recognized for an extremely rare physiological ability, that of being able to voluntarily cause his eyeballs to protrude, pushing them beyond the limits of his eyelids. This unusual faculty manifested in his childhood, around the age of 8 or 9, when he began experimenting with it as a game with his school friends. Over time, and with practice, he developed precise muscular control over the orbital structures, allowing him to achieve an extreme level of protrusion, initially used as a simple amusement to provoke laughter or surprise among his social circle. This singular talent gained official recognition in 2024. He was certified as the living man holding the world record for the largest ocular protrusion. The objective measurement of this performance was recorded at 19 millimeters, equivalent to nearly 2 centimeters. This remarkable case highlights the plasticity and neuromuscular control that some individuals can exert over physiological functions generally considered involuntary or limited. Number 6. Aya Nashirova. Aya Nashirova, born in Ukraine in 1989, is world famous for the spectacular nature of her hair, with a height of 1.65 meters. Her natural hair reaches an astonishing length of over 257 centimeters, thus exceeding her own stature by nearly a meter. This colossal mass of hair earned her, in 2024, the official world record recognition as the living woman with the longest natural hair. The weight of this excessive hair is a constant physical factor, weighing between 3 and 5 kilograms, a load that could symbolically be compared to permanently carrying a small domestic animal on one's head. As one might anticipate, such hair dimensions impose substantial constraints on all aspects of her daily life. To maintain the health and integrity of her mane, Ms. Nashirova adheres to an extremely rigorous and time-consuming maintenance routine. The washing process, which is only performed once a week, extends over several hours. Furthermore, she strictly refrains from using a hairdryer, so air drying is the sole method, a process that can take up to 24 hours to complete. Number 5. Jeff Dabe. Born in Minnesota in 1963, Jeff Dabe attracted attention from a young age due to the remarkably unusual size and circumference of his arms and hands. Although this physical condition is visually striking, in-depth medical investigations carried out on his case revealed no signs of classic gigantism or other identifiable forms of hormonal imbalances. The mystery surrounding the exact etiology of his morphology remains complete to this day. Capitalizing on the overwhelming physical strength that accompanied these extraordinary dimensions, Mr. Dabe began competing in professional arm wrestling pulsos tournaments in 1981. His physical superiority over his competitors was so marked that he was quickly nicknamed Popeye. However, his competitive career was brutally interrupted in 1996 following a severe injury to his right elbow, caused by overexertion. Nevertheless, driven by the impetus and encouragement of his community, he made a notable return to competition in 2012. Now, using only his left arm, he continued to accumulate success, winning numerous victories. Today, Jeff Popeye Dabe leads a peaceful and rustic life with his family, while remaining an active and respected figure, considered a true legend in the world of arm wrestling. Number 4. Macy Curran. Macy Curran, born in Texas in 2003, is a woman who made history in physical records in 2020 when she was officially recognized as the woman and the teenager with the longest legs in the world. The length of her left leg is measured at 135 centimeters, while her right leg reaches 134 centimeters. With a total height of nearly 2.08 meters, this exceptional dimension is the result of an accelerated growth process that was evident from a young age. She already measured about 1.70 meters at only 9 years old. Inevitably, this abnormal stature generated significant emotional and social difficulties. During her childhood and adolescence, she was the constant target of mockery, insistent stares, and cruel comments that stemmed from her distinctive height, which made her systematically stand out from the crowd. However, Macy Curran's story is one of positive psychological transformation. She progressively learned to embrace and value her uniqueness, thus transforming what was once a source of complexes and embarrassment into a powerful source of pride and personal affirmation. Number 3, Anastasia Pokrysiuk. Anastasia Pokrysiuk, originally from Ukraine and born in 1990, embarked on a radical aesthetic transformation journey that began at the age of 26, pushing the limits of conventional human appearance. Her process was characterized by the self-injection of dermal fillers, a risky practice she used to sculpt her face. She holds global notoriety for her cheekbones, which are considered the most exaggerated and prominent in the world. The extent of her modifications is not limited to her cheekbones. She also made significant alterations to her lips, chin, jawline, and used Botox to treat her forehead, in addition to having undergone surgical procedures on her chest and buttocks. Despite the warnings and risks explicitly raised by the medical profession concerning the inherent dangers of such practices, Anastasia Pokrysiuk chose to systematically ignore these warnings. She proudly displays her transformation on social media platforms, asserting that these changes give her a feeling of being more exotic, more beautiful, and in total alignment with her true identity. Number 2, Annie Hawkins Turner. Annie Hawkins Turner, born in Atlanta, suffers from a medical condition known as gigantomastia, an extremely rare benign disease that results in excessive growth of breast tissue. This tissue proliferation has led to colossal sized breasts, each weighing between 25 and 35 kilograms. In 1999, this exceptional physical characteristic was officially recognized, granting her the title of the woman with the largest natural breast in the world, a record that remains unsurpassed to this day. Despite the physical constraints inherent to this mass and the numerous medical recommendations, surgical proposals, and reduction suggestions she has received, Ms. Hawkins Turner has always categorically refused to undergo reduction surgery. This decision is deeply rooted in her acceptance process, which she attributes to her late husband, who helped her embrace her body as it was. In a step towards autonomy and valuing her uniqueness, she chose to use her notoriety to enter the adult entertainment industry, monetizing her unique features. It is, however, crucial to note that she has always operated under strict conditions, notably by refraining from creating or participating in explicitly sexual content, despite a filmography spanning over 250 productions. Number 1, Mark Davidson Gisildo. Mark Davidson Gisildo, born in the Philippines in 1997, suffers from congenital macrodactyly, an extremely rare developmental pathology characterized by uncontrolled growth of musculoskeletal structures, nerves, and adipose tissues. From birth, his 2 hands showed disproportionate growth that affected not only his fingers, but also the palms and surrounding tissues. Consequently, both hands exhibit severe enlargement, accompanied by evident asymmetries and visible deformities across several phalanges. This unique physical appearance quickly sparked popular comparisons with the comic book character Hulk, earning him the media nickname El Hulk Filipino. Although his condition poses tangible and real challenges in performing ordinary daily tasks, Mr. Gisildo leads an active and constructive life. He is notably involved in supporting and collaborating with his family's domestic tasks, illustrating a notable capacity for adaptation and resilience in the face of a major physical disability. Number 11. Moment de cas imprévu. His arms seemed to defy time and logic. Every morning, Joe Byrne watched his hands grow a little more, heavy with mystery but also silent pain. Doctors were baffled by this rare condition that transformed his body day after day, leading him down an unusual medical path filled with examinations, hopes, and doubts. Yet, he was never alone. By his side, his wife held his hand, patient and unwavering, refusing to abandon him. In her gaze, he found the strength to move forward, convinced that love could make even the impossible bearable. In conclusion, these 10 case studies represent extreme points in the spectrum of biological variability and human body modification. They embody manifestations ranging from genetic rarity, cherubism, acrogigantism, macrodactyly, gigantomastia. These cases contribute to a more nuanced and professional understanding of the diversity of morphologies and the existential choices that follow.